Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Excuse me if I can't talk a little bit too fast. My surgery was last week, which it was January 30th at 8 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. Today will be my 1 week update. I am not gonna update on the weight. I know everybody goes and updates their weight, because they're happy. But this girl is not happy. Everything about the surgery, the recovery, so awful. Now, this is just what I'm feeling. I'm not to say that if you decide to do it, it's going to make you feel better. This is my experience and what I'm going through it. Started when I went into surgery. I still wish this was a bad dream and I had never come across this surgery, and I wish I never done it. Never. This is like, I wouldn't even wish it my worst enemy. Not even. Started, I went in the doctor. I went to the hospital. I actually got mine done in Stanford Hospital in Connecticut. I went in. Everything was well so far. My sister went in first, an hour earlier. So while she was in, I was outside waiting to go next. The doctor comes in, Dr. Bonner, and he tells me, oh, everything went well with your sister. She is fine. She's recuperating. Mind you, it must have been maybe 45 to 55 minutes. She was out. I was like, wow, that is so quick. Great. Then he's like, no, you're next, whatever. You know, simple procedures. You lay on the bed. They tell you what kind of music you want to hear, whatever. And next thing you know, lights out. When I woke up like I was I felt like I was half dead. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like everything was just spinning. I was in pain. I had pain in my chest. I had pain in my back. I felt like my stomach was just like the insides of my stomach, the insides of my tummy were destroyed. I couldn't even speak because I couldn't even open my eyes to see anybody. I would try to open my eyes and everything was just like this, and I would see people that, you know, the nurses, there was not even nobody there. So it was horrible. I waited in the recovery room, say about 4 hours maybe, before they brought me to my room. In there, I think the nurse, she gave me some pain medications, very strong pain medications. I don't remember how they're called. She gave me about 3 times because I just kept saying, I'm dying. I just kept yelling it out, I'm dying. You guys killed me. Really, this is what the nurse told me. I was crying. I was just, and it was so funny because she says that I was yelling, screaming, and then I would pass out. I guess the pain was so much that I would just automatically pass out and then wake up, and then I was screaming again. Then finally, they tell me 5 hours later, they tell me, okay, you're going back to your room. I don't care what that meant. I was like, whatever. Then they brought me upstairs, or the room that I was gonna stay, which I saw my family. I think I saw my family because everything was just a blur. Everything was just, I didn't even know where I was at. And then they laid me on the bed. They took some my vitals and stuff. And I was so thirsty. I was extremely thirsty. And I asked the nurse, hey, may I have a glass of water or a sip of water? She said, no, you can't have anything till tomorrow, maybe. I didn't have anything, like I'm telling you, I felt like I didn't have anything to drink in months. That's how my lips were cracked. And it's so funny because it's only been a couple of hours. But before I went to surgery, I wasn't supposed to have liquids. So mind you, I've been since the night before. I think it was 9 or 10 that I went to bed, all the way to the next day, and then plus after surgery. So they only gave me like this little sponge that my mom was allowed to put it around my lips and then around my teeth. And then she was like, please do not drink that. I thought about drinking it. Yes, I did. I didn't care if it was around my gums. I did not care. I was like, no. But she said, if you drink it, it's going to hurt. Worse than what you're hurting right now. Oh, excuse me. I still have the incisions here, so. Then she said, I could give you more medication if that's what you want. At that point, I didn't know what was making me, if it was going to make me feel better. I just wanted to sleep and wake up and, you know, and just wake up in my bed and be like, wow, that was a really bad nightmare. But no, I said, okay, give me the medication. Give me everything. And she did. Then they woke me up to get the vitals. And at that moment, when they woke me up, all of a sudden, I just threw up. And I threw up blood, like old blood. And it was smelling disgusting. And I was just worried. I was worried when I saw that, because all the experiences that I seen from other people, they never said that happened to them. So I was like, what happened? My mom she got scared. My family got scared. And it was funny that even the nurse that was there, even she was scared. She said, what is that? She's like, I'll tell the doctor right now. Which, of course, made me scared and my parents scared, because they're looking at me like something's wrong. So then my mom comes in. She comes next to me and she tells me, listen, your sister was out in about 45 to 55 minutes. You didn't come out of surgery till at least 3 hours and a half. Which it worried me at that moment, because I said, what? Why did they have to take so long with me? And she said, well, Dr. Bonner said that your stomach was thicker than your sister. So I guess it gave them a sort of trouble to staple my stomach. This is what he explained to her. And also the tube that goes from your mouth to your esophagus, it was very tight, very, very tight. So the anesthesiologist had to put extra gel on it and then sort of force it into my throat. At that moment, I was livid. I said, what? Honestly, I was worried. After the medication, I went ahead and told the nurse that. I said, I'm just being aware of this. You need to call the doctor, whoever is in charge now, because I knew my doctor did the surgery. He's gone home. So she did. He came in, and by that time, I already had, like, you know, those little brown things they usually give you and put it in, like, next to your bed. That's what my mom had me throwing up all the blood that was coming out, because I was just throwing up. And there's nothing worse to throw up in an empty stomach, and a hurt empty stomach, but just when you do that throw up thing, it just hurted so much because there was nothing in there. Every time I gag, every time that came out, I felt like my life was coming out with that vomit. I was like that all night. She kept giving me pain medications. I couldn't. She's like, you want to get up? I said, I can't get up. I don't even know where I'm stepping. I'm so drugged up right now. And I just kept sleeping. And they keep waking me up for the stupid vitals. And I'm like, fine, just do this fast so I can get my ass back to sleep. Because that's all I wanted to do was sleep. Excuse me. Oh, and the gases. The gases are so painful. And don't you think the gases is just for that moment? No. I was burping, and every time I would burp, I would have the sensation of throwing up. I was laying down like this on the bed, and this whole thing, to me, it felt like it was like swollen, and then my arms, to me, it was like I just looked like this, and it was all air. So then the nurse explained to me that in order for them to do the procedure, they had to like sort of blow up my stomach so then the doctor can cut and do whatever the hell he needed to do. So I said, okay. Fast forward to 4 a.m. that my doctor, Dr. Bonner, that did the surgery, he comes in because at this point, I already had threw up 2 containers of those things, which is a lot. Excuse me, I can't stop that. I'm sorry if this is grossing you out. So he comes in, and at this time I'm using the bathroom, and he's like, "Oh, great, you're using the bathroom." Mind you, I have peed on myself on the bed 2 times without even knowing I peed. That's how drugged up I was. And then he looks at the stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you know what that is? That is the gel that the anesthesiologist had to put in so we can kind of force it down your throat and mixed with the blood. That's why you're throwing up." What can I say at that point? What am I gonna say? Why you janked this shit on my throat? If it didn't fit down my throat, just cancel the surgery, please, because you're not gonna fuck up my throat because you want to do the surgery and the anesthesiologist wants to get paid. But it was basically that. And he's like, "You're gonna keep throwing up, just throw up all that, because what happens is your stomach is rejecting all that, and that's the throw up thing." And then he tells me, "How you feeling?" Mind you, he said he's looking at me, but I'm not really looking at him. So he's like, "Where are you looking?" And I'm like, "Listen, I don't even know where you're standing because I'm so drugged up. Everything is spinning." So he's like, "You look really bad. You know what we're going to do? We're going to cut off your medications. You're not going to have pain medications because I don't think they're sitting well with you. I think they're just harming you and making you feel worse." At this point, I kind of agreed with him because I was feeling worse. I was feeling really bad. So he changes all my medications, everything's fine. He leaves. They gave me, I think it was Tylenol. They gave me Tylenol through the IV, that wasn't that bad. Mind you though, I didn't have so much of the pain of the incision, like the cuts and incisions that they did in my stomach. That was not what was bothering me. I was fine with that. I mean, it was a lot of discomfort in that area, but that was not the pain that was causing, because the pain that I was feeling was coming from my stomach, my chest. So he said, "I think the pain that you're experiencing right now is because you're throwing up and because you have a lot of air inside of you." So I'm like, okay. The next day comes, I wake up, same thing. The Tylenol was not working. I was feeling like crap. Excuse me. I couldn't even get up out of bed because everything would hurt. But I had to. At this point, I told the nurse that I needed to have water. I didn't care. I told her, "I don't care. I need water." So I guess she spoke to the doctor, and the doctor told her, "Yeah, sure. give her a little sip. Let her sip on some water. You know, in my mind, I want to sip. So I'm like took a big, not a big one, but like, you know, fast. And when that water went down my throat right here, all the way to my stomach, and it reached my stomach, I yelled so hard, so hard. It was so much pain. You cannot imagine the pain that I felt. Especially if you never had the surgery, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You drink water, it doesn't hurt. In your mind, that's what's gonna happen. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna drink water, I'm gonna be fine. No. And then she said, oh, maybe you took too much of what she said? She said, you took too much water. But then, mind you, she gave it to me in those little, I don't think you have one around, one of those 2 ounces containers. Like, you know, I didn't even finish the whole 2 ounce. Maybe I took like an ounce, a little bit more than an ounce. And it hurt my stomach. And just at that very moment, everything came back up with blood, of course. From there now, I rejected the water. I said, I don't want any water. And that's when all my troubles started. At that moment, they had me on the IV. So I guess I was somehow being hydrated. I went for a walk because they told me that the only way I would get rid of the gases is if I burp and walk. So I made it my job to walk the hell out. Mind you, I couldn't walk. I was walking maybe 2 minutes, and then I will feel like I want to faint. And it was 2 minutes going and 2 minutes coming back. And I was walking with the nurse because my mom was with my sister. Which we were in the same hospital, just different rooms. And so I went with the nurse because I couldn't wait anymore. I was laying down and I needed to get up because I was just getting so much gas in my body that it was so uncomfortable. The pain was unbearable. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do what they told me. They told me to walk, so I'm going to walk I didn't care. And then I walked with the nurse. The nurse took me 2 minutes, brought me back, and she set me down on the thing. Mind you, at this point, I want to continue walking because I have not even burped. I have not even released the gases. I couldn't even burp or fart for that matter. My days in the hospital were so miserable. I kept asking myself, what did I do? What did I do to myself? Why? Just question myself, why? I remember they're bringing me food. It was broth, jello, pop, like a popsicle, and cranberry juice and water, like a little bottle of water. I wanted the water right away. I was like, okay, I'm having the water. I took maybe 1 sip of that water, continue to throw up, and I was like, that's it. I'm not having anything. Then I just asked for my medication. I just wanted to sleep. I didn't want to deal with anything. Then when my mom comes back, she tells me, I ask how my sister's doing because I'm thinking she's going through the same thing I'm going through. My mom tells me, no, your sister looks way better, honestly, than how you look. Your sister is burping. She can walk around. She's fine. You know, of course she's not fine. She has pain, but it was not as extreme as I was. So I said something in my head. I was like, yo, something is wrong with me. Like something went wrong and they don't want to tell me. stood Friday. I stood Thursday night, and they wanted me to go home by Friday. There was no way I was going home by Friday. One of the doctors came, and I told him, I said, listen, I don't want to go home because I don't feel like I'm 100%. I don't feel like I'm ready to go home. In case anything happens, I'm here. You guys will take care of it instead of me driving all the way over here. And I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I was really nervous. I didn't understand the pain. Mind you, I did have other surgeries, but none of the surgeries that I had before compared to this surgery. It was so bad. So he tells me, because of my insurance, they will have to contact my insurance and find out if I could get approved for one more night. Well, he came back and said, yeah, you're welcome to stay one more night. I said, okay. But that same day, they took away my IV. Mind you, I am not drinking any water. And I told him, he came in, he said, well, how many ounces of water are you taking? I said, listen, I have this since last night, and it's a 2 ounce. And I only had maybe like sips or licks out of that water. He said, okay, just keep drinking it. Every half an hour, have a sip. Every 15 minutes, have a sip. I said, okay, I'll try, because I really did try. I was so thirsty. Didn't happen. The next day came. They gave me, mind you, every day since Thursday, they were giving me blood thinners. It's like little shots that they put all over your body. Like, it could be in your legs or your arms. They call blood thinners. So what they do is they thin out your blood so you don't get clots and nothing like that, blood clots. So I was tired of that too, having to every day get pinched here, twice a day. And then those things turn into like a massive black and blue. So I was just like, whatever. The next day, they were like, early in the morning, they're like, hey, they were like, you look a lot better. And I said, yeah, I walked the whole floor the night before like 4 times just so I get released. So they're like, oh yeah, your face looks much better. You don't look as hurt like you looked last night. I don't know if they were bullshitting me or not. I really didn't feel any different, but I was like, okay. They gave me my discharge papers. They gave me oxycodone for pain, which I told them I didn't need to because I'm not gonna take them. I hate them stuff. What else they gave me? They gave me one for in case I have the GERD or like acid reflux or heartburn. And then they also gave me a patch that I put here behind my ear. And that is for the nausea and like anything that has to do with my stomach, basically. Like if I'm feeling sick or whatever. So I said, okay. I left. I got to my house. I couldn't drink any water. Nothing. It was really hard. I bought Gatorade. I bought Gatorade 2, Gatorade 0. I bought electrolyte water. Just different stuff. My husband was making me chicken broth, and maybe the second day after I got home, I drank 2 ounces the whole entire day of any liquid. It mainly was the broth. And so. Then a couple of days passed. I would drink maybe like 4 ounces of water plus the broth. Mind you, still not enough water to remain hydrated. Not enough water. But that's all I can take. So my doctor told me by Monday, because I was released on Saturday, by Monday, you have to start taking your protein shakes. My face was like, what? Protein shakes? He's like, yeah, the same protein shakes that you were having when you were on your pre-op diet, which is the Premier. You're gonna take those 2 to 3 a day. Plus, try to get at least 45 ounces of water. At that point, I didn't know if he was freaking lying, like joking with me. I was like, what? Like, did you not see the little cup that it took me all fucking day here? Did you not see that? You expect me to drink all that? But of course I didn't say that to him in his face. I just said that in mine, and then what came out of my mouth was, okay. So Monday came. I tried drinking the Premier. I don't know if it's the taste. I don't know if you ever had Premier and then like your mouth gets so thick. You gotta like rinse it off with water, and then it wouldn't be in your mouth. Or sometimes like right here on my lips, it will be a little white. I would have to drink water after it just to make everything go down. So I didn't drink it, and that was Monday. I just drink water, and at this point on Monday, I was drinking maybe about 6 to 7 ounces of water. Okay. Tuesday, the same thing. Wednesday, I managed to actually drink 16 ounces of water. And what really helped me was the hint water that they sell in, what do they sell? In Target. It's, if you thinking about doing the surgery or whatever, that water, I don't know if it's the way it tastes. It's infused with fruits, lemon, name it. They have it. My favorite is the pineapple one, and I believe I really like the lemon one too. So that was easy to go down. But by Wednesday is when everything was a blur to me. Wednesday afternoon, I was I took a nap. I woke up from my nap, and I use glasses. So when I sleep, sometimes I take off my glasses, and But this time when I woke up out of my nap, I woke up and everything was blurry, like I couldn't see well. And I was like, well, I'm over here like looking for my glasses, like what the hell's my glasses so I can see. And then I do this, and I'm like, wait, I'm wearing my glasses. Why am I seeing blurry? I didn't know what to do. I couldn't look at my phone. I still can look at something. So if I'm not looking at where I need to look at, it's because I have blurry vision at this point. I said, maybe it's tired, but my husband said, well, maybe you're just tired and you need to rest, and your body, at this point, I didn't know what to think. I just had to believe that might be true. So I just rested. Woke up again on Wednesday. Thank God it was like 1 or 2 o'clock. And then I said, no, this has nothing to do with that. So I went ahead and I called the doctor, and I told him, listen, I had surgery on Thursday, and I'm extremely cold, extremely weak. I couldn't walk I couldn't walk from my bed to my bathroom. I couldn't even walk that. I felt out of breath the way I'm feeling right now. My heart will accelerate. I can't see. Everything is blurry. So he tells me, listen, come tomorrow morning, early in the morning, and come see me, because I think you're dehydrated. And I said, you know what? He's like, how's your throat? And I said, well, my throat feels like sandpaper. Every time I take something, I feel like it's just rubbing, like there's, and he tells me, are you thirsty? I say, I'm extremely thirsty, extremely thirsty. And I was crying because I wanted to chug the water. Like, you know how when you're really thirsty and you just want to go glug, 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 glug? That's what I wanted to do. This morning, I went, talked to the guy. He gave me 1 liter of, he gave me 1 liter of IV, and I lay there and just basically gave me the whole liter. He's like, oh, once you're out of here, you're gonna feel so much better. Don't worry about it. I said, okay. I'm still feeling weak. So in my head, I'm like, it's probably gonna kick in a minute, you know, like I'm gonna feel better. And I don't know. And drove back home. Mind you, I can't drive, so I had to have my husband drive me. The minute I got home, I felt so tired. I slept the whole way home. Went up the stairs to my room. I felt like I couldn't even do 1 more step. Like if I would have thrown myself in the floor and crawl, I would have done it. Lay down in bed, took a nap, wake up, and the blurry was there again. I asked him as he was putting the IV, I said, it's my blurriness in my eyes. Does it have to do anything with being dehydrated? Mind you, I have read this on when I was doing my investigation on why I was feeling this way. And he tells me yes. So once you get the IV and once we hydrate you, you'll be fine. I said, okay. He's telling me, right? He's a doctor, whatever. I don't know, but he knows. I'm assuming that. So I'm telling my husband, like, well, why I don't feel well? Like, why do I still have the blurry thing where I can't even look at my phone? I can't even read anything. I can't, because everything is a blur. I look at something for too long and I can't see. So I start to panic. So I called him again, and he tells me, you have an appointment on Monday again, so I can start the puree food. And he said, if you need another one, he tells me, listen, drink a lot of G2, like Gatorade 2, and drink a lot of Pedialyte throughout the whole, from today all the way to Sunday. Just keep drinking that. So he told me, just keep drinking that. Make it your job to drink it at least 40 ounces of water. I'm looking at it like, I've been hearing this, I guess, I don't know how, but I guess I'll do it. So yeah, that was pretty much what happened today until right now. That I woke up. My back is hurting me so much. I can't even like sit down still, like my whole back. I feel extremely tired. Like even talking right now, it took so much out of me. But I was so out of it and I was so angry just now that I said I have to make a video. I wasn't gonna do it because I'm so tired, and I don't even think I'm gonna edit this video. I'm just gonna put it like this: I don't have the energy. I wonder if I will ever have a normal life again. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't know what I was getting myself. I knew what I was getting myself into. But everything that I heard, I thought it was just the beginning. But it's not. My eyesight is not good. I have acid reflux that are so painful. Again, it is not worth it for me. I am not happy about the pounds I lost. I'm not. The situation with my family when it comes to my husband and my kids, they see I'm not happy. I can't do anything around my house because I get super tired, and then I look like I'm gonna pass out. They do everything for me. I can't even drive. I feel like this surgery just destroyed my life. I don't care how many pounds I lost. I don't care how many pounds I'm gonna lose. And maybe I'll lose and die at the same time because I'm not even drinking as much water I should be drinking. Shit. I want to cry. I'm like, should I cry? I should just hold my tears because then I'm going to get just more dehydrated. It's just my journey and what I'm going through right now. I hope I was able to give you a little bit of my experience. No, I think I'm done ranting for now. I'm sorry if this was not a happy ending or me telling you, hey, it's great. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be me, and I'm just trying to say my experience with this surgery.